Barcelona is a popular tourism destination, but I've never heard anyone saying I want to try local, authentic Catalan cuisine. And that's a pity. There's a rich culinary heritage here, distinctive flavors, high-quality seafood, meats, seasonal vegetables, and lots of garlic and olive oil. When Barcelona was a walled city, more than 100 years ago, drinking fresh milk was not a thing, because there was no good refrigeration method to bring fresh milk within the city. This changed when some businesses started to bring cows inside the city, and Granja Viader was one of such businesses, specializing in fresh dairy products. The business was passed from generation to generation, and nowadays it's a charming bar serving a variety of milk-based Catalan breakfast. One of the reasons to come here is to try the traditional crema catalana, which is essentially like a creme brulee, but Barcelona style. And I've also ordered some churros and hot dark chocolate. I'm actually gonna begin with the espresso itself. It's called cortado, like an espresso, like a short coffee and some milk. Let's grab this beautiful chocolate. Look at this beautiful mini churros. They've got some sugar sprinkled on the top. And I'm gonna dip this into the dark chocolate. Look how thick is this chocolate. Kinda need to poke through to reveal the creamy inside. The churros obviously are sweet. A little bit of a crunch. They're not like stodgy or oily. You can also have the version with milk chocolate. You're gonna have some whipped cream on top. I really like the pureness of the dark hot chocolate, to be honest. Like nice and simple, pure and dark. The crunch is definitely there. Next up, I'm gonna try the crema catalana. This is really not very distinguishable from a typical creme brulee, although the Catalan version is made with milk instead of cream. It's like a custard made of egg yolk, milk, sugar, and usually some aromatics, typically, cinnamon and vanilla. And it's got a beautiful kind of caramel crust on the top. It's very satisfying to break the crust down and reveal the creamy inside. Let's give this thing a try. It's cold, kind of eggy, sweet. There's a dimension of vanilla, caramel, and yeah, you can definitely taste the cinnamon. I love this kind of complex, aromatic kind of balance. I'm very happy to have tried this famous spot in Barcelona. It's not just like the really nice breakfast, it's also about enjoying the environment, like knowing that you are in a very historical place, like sitting down where people like Pablo Picasso have been sat down at this table. It's a very old school and authentic place, full of history and culture of the city of Barcelona. So I decided to burn the caloric breakfast by walking in the famous Gothic quarter, brimming with narrow medieval streets and stunning Gothic architecture. Walking the street is a constant time travel between Barcelona's past and present, and it's also a good way to build your appetite back. The obvious follow-up is sitting down in an authentic Catalan eatery, which unfortunately are kind of disappearing around Barcelona, being replaced by more generic international restaurants. You know you found the right place when there is a board outside with lots of Catalan dishes that you've never heard of. So the first dish has arrived, and this is called amanida de capipota, cold salad, like a meat salad. And you can see it looks beautiful, like there are kind of pickled veggies like carrots, I think tomatoes, olives, different cuts of meat. I think meat that has got like jelly in it. I don't know if it's like joint. I've heard that they also use like different parts like the nose of the veal. It smells also like chili, so I think there are green chilies as well. And the pieces of meat with the jelly, get a good bite with a little bit of everything. I'm not entirely sure what this white thing is. Maybe a piece of egg? I don't know. This is so good. It's very vinegary. It's like a pickled salad, but then you got this kind of piece of meat that got kind of a chewy jelly texture. Onions as well, so it tastes very fresh. The chilies are actually not spicy at all, so I think this kind of salad really needs to be kind of accompanied with a piece of fresh bread and kind of do it like some scooping and collect some of this beautiful vinegary, meaty goodness. Yeah, that's how I like to accompany my salad. Very fresh and crunchy bread. Goes really well with this salad.
You really need to be someone who likes this kind of texture. I love it. I love anything that's jelly, that's chewy. This is a genius of a dish. Fresh ingredients, harmony of kind of flavors and tastes, like the acidity of the pickles, the chili, the sweetness of the tomato.
Next dish is another staple of the Catalan cuisine, bacalao a la llauna, salted cod enhanced by garlic, paprika, parsley and olive oil. I'm really enjoying the breeze. It's basically afternoon and I'm still here having lunch. I don't have any other plans for today.
A hefty piece of salted cod. I love this kind of olive oil. It also smells like paprika. The garlic in there as well. The parsley on the top. Comes with a side of white beans. The first thing that I actually like to do with all these kind of dishes that come with a little bit of a sauce is to get some fresh bread and actually dip it into the sauce. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of a good dip until the bread is nice and soaked with this tasty oil. Very garlicky. You can taste the paprika in there, and because the cod has been lightly sauteed into the same oil, the oil itself has got like a beautiful cod flavor to it. Absolutely amazing. Oh yes, looks super flaky. Bread into the oil, a bit of the cod, and oh yes, I've got some garlic in there too. Oh, this is the perfect bite. I am a genius. Such an amazing taste. The way they prepare this is like leaving it at least for one day submerged into the salt. When I get some of the beans, I wish I had a spoon here. Yeah, also the beans have been kind of sauteed into the same oil. But yeah, this cod is really like a star. It's very flaky, it's very soft inside, but a little bit of a stringy kind of chewy texture to it as well. This is really an amazing dish. The parsley in there giving a little bit of an aromatic kind of herbal touch. And yeah, the paprika. A really nice blend of flavor that mixes with the cod flavor itself. Really a perfect recipe. Fantastic. This oil with paprika and cod flavor is precious and shall not be wasted.
I'm loving so much the simplicity of the dishes in this restaurant that I need to try a third one. This is braised quail with a side of chips in a spicy oil flavored with meat juices.
Cut a piece of this quail. Let's make sure that this onion go on the top, and I'll maybe get a potato in there for the crunch. Oh, the onions are sweet. So sweet. Almost as if been caramelized. The quail has got like a wine feel to it, just because I think it's been sauteed in a reduction of oil and wine as well. It has that kind of hearty, kind of beard-like meat flavor to it, so it's a stronger flavor than chicken. And the skin of the quail is kind of a little bit crispified on the edges. I love any kind of crispy kind of skin, whether it's from the chicken or from any animal actually. Comes with this kind of paprika oil as well, makes the meat even more juicy.
Ahora mismo no hay tanta presión.
And look at this bite. I've got some of the quail skin, the potato, all in this beautiful oil, and some of the onion as well. Again, I'm really impressed by the balance of flavor. So far, Catalan cuisine has been incredible. I just love how they combine the different kind of flavors, like the paprika in there, the onions, and you kind of realize the complexity of the mix of flavors when you taste it. Yeah, overall, I've been very impressed by these little Catalan restaurants, and I really take time to explore Barcelona. It's beautiful alleys, especially the Gothic quarter is extremely beautiful. The cathedrals and all the sightseeing. If you do this and also take your time to experience the Catalan cuisine, you're gonna have a really nice and authentic trip. So we had a Catalan breakfast, we had a beautiful Catalan lunch, and we're gonna have a beautiful Catalan dinner.
Authentic Catalan restaurants open quite late in the evening, and only for a few hours anyway. People who know are not afraid to wait outside for the opening and snatch one of those limited seats. This one is an example of bodega. Bodegas are originally built as places to store wine. Over time they became family-run restaurants serving the neighbor with staple Catalan cuisine. Like many bodegas around Barcelona, local wine tasting is just the start of a culinary experience.
looking at all the chandeliers, the barrels, the candles, the ceramics. You know, I'm waiting for my food, and it's just beautiful looking around. And
Vale, perdona.
gracias.
¿Era normal o con gas?
Normal. Sí, gracias. And so this place is specifically very well known for cooking rabbit. It's called conejo alla Milana, typical dish of the Catalan cuisine, actually from Murcia originally, I think. And this is one of the few places in Barcelona that makes this dish. I've ordered dry red wine, some mushrooms in some kind of balsamic vinegar sauce, and a pincho of veal skewer. Now look at these beautiful giant mushrooms. As I say, they are in balsamic vinegar sauce. I actually wanna try one of them right now. Alright, super vinegary. They're super chunky. There's lots of oregano. Yeah, meaty, I would say. And obviously I've got my slice of pan con tomate. Just nice to have it to accompany with any kind of dish. And my beautiful skewer. Actually, I'm gonna try it right now. This is one giant veal kind of barbecue skewer. So juicy. The more you chew, the more juice it releases. Essentially, it's meat and salt. There's no other kind of seasoning. Oh, the beautiful beefy juice that releases into your mouth as you chew and chew. It's kind of chewy, but it's soft. It's not hard meat. It's not being overcooked. I mean, it looks overcooked if you look on the outside, but it's actually on the inside. It's like very tender. I'm gonna put some of this meat into my slice of bread. I think this is like a slightly... No, it's not toasted bread. It's just like fresh bread. We'll maybe cut a piece of it. The bread is very fluffy. You can fold it a little bit and ready to bite into this beautiful thing. Yeah, this is all about a very strong and intense beef flavor, I have to say. One of the most beautiful slices of bread I've ever had. And it's actually really nice to actually chase it with one of the mushrooms. You know, having the acidity of the vinegar. These mushrooms are really drowning into balsamic vinegar. I want to try a little bit of this pan con tomate, which is bread with tomato sauce. In Spain, pan con tomate is very typical throughout the day. It can be a breakfast, but it's also used to accompany like main dishes. Tomato salsa without anything else really, not even salt. It's nice. Now the star of the evening, as we said, is the rabbit, conejo alla Milana, and it's essentially rabbit prepared in a different mix of herbs, mint, bay leaf, oregano, thyme, rosemary, fennel, and also lots and lots of grilled onion and garlic. I will just say that especially the garlic smell that comes from this dish is incredible. Catalan cuisine is very well known for making heavy use of garlic in general, but I invite you to actually stare at this huge portion. It's like a huge portion. This is one portion for one person, like 14 pounds, like actually 14 euros. It's like 12 pounds for this big plate of rabbit. I've got a nice big nugget of rabbit here. Oh, this thing is amazing. The flavor of mint, thyme, oregano that releases this meat is crazy. Grilled to perfection. On the outside you've got this almost kind of crust. The meat inside is slightly tough. That's because that's the taste of natural meat, to be honest. This is homemade, probably homegrown kind of rabbit. It's like very juicy and succulent meat. And I love all these kind of grilled onions that are interspersed within the pieces of rabbit. It's a big plate, but rabbit is a meat that it's kind of very bony. So, you know, I think this is a nice portion for one person, but I wouldn't want to share this, to be honest. And if I'm not mistaken, here you've got a whole rabbit actually, which is kind of divided in all its pieces. Oh, you actually got the liver of the rabbit as well. I like liver, whether it's chicken liver, rabbit liver, anything liver is good for me. Creamy and irony. This may be part of the head of the rabbit, so you can see the eyeball. There was an eyeball here. I think I've just eaten part of the brain. So that's the brain. Nice. I swear I love these onions. So sweet, like naturally sweet. Infused with this kind of oregano, thyme and mint flavor. So Catalan cuisine, as you may have seen so far, it's very meat heavy. And so we're gonna continue on this trend for dinner number 2. The next restaurant I wanna visit is Cales de Vet, which is another traditional Catalan restaurant. And hopefully I'm gonna be able to get a table, because for all these kind of Catalan restaurants, they're pretty small. They've got only a few tables and they're usually packed. And if you don't have a reservation, sometimes you don't have a table. Yeah, so let's, like working in Barcelona, sometimes you stumble on this kind of nicely illuminated buildings. Another beautiful thing that happens in the street of Barcelona is people roasting chestnuts. Unfortunately, I cannot grab some because I don't have spare coins, so they don't have a table right now, but they are trying to find out if they can add a new table to the room, or I will have to wait maybe 1 hour or so until like a room gets free. Like everything is reserved pretty much. It's perfect. So we found this small table in a corner. That's absolutely perfect for me. So.
Y más platos. Catalán,
Sí.
inglés.
Just before the dinner starts, you got your dish with some olives, some bread, and the olive oil. And this comes for free. I love them. They're so tangy and bitter. They are the perfect snack to increase your appetite. The first beautiful dish has arrived. This is called escalivada. This is like a carpaccio of shrimps. A strip of roasted pepper just on top of it. The fava beans on the bottom. So I wonder if they are raw shrimps or something. Oh, wait. Wait a second. I know what this is. This is actually not shrimp, sorry. This is cod salad. This is a chunky piece of cod. It's called preserved cod, made like a salad. So amazing. And I'm gonna get some fava beans into the next bite. I'm still not entirely sure how this red things tastes on top. I think it could be tomato actually. It's fresh tomato. Yeah, and a little bit of olive oil drizzled on the top. Pure cod freshness. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I lost my English skills because I'm so excited about this salad. I'm gonna try to get a piece of the roasted pepper. Looks beautiful. I like this bite. A piece of pepper and a piece of cod. This is probably the third, fourth time that I say this, but it's incredible how in Catalan cuisine they managed to balance two completely different kind of flavors. The roasted pepper has got such a strong taste and flavor of ashes, almost as if it's been burned and kind of roasted into the ashes, like such a beautiful smoky kind of flavor. You would think it can overpower the delicate kind of flavor of the cod, but the two things together like are a match made in heaven, I promise you. You can actually see the burn marks into this roasted pepper. I really didn't want this to finish, but like it always happens, we are at the last bite. A very sad moment indeed. I went to take some pictures of the back room, a kind of an historical room. It's the place where the influencing people of Barcelona, of the Catalunya region, used to meet. Politicians, journalists, important journalists, reporters, artists, secretly that kind of back room to essentially decide the strategic future of Barcelona and the Catalunya region. Oh, gracias. Oh my god, this smells so good. This is called fricandó, a veal stew. And it's all covered in this kind of saucy kind of grave, which smells again super beefy. Look how beautifully tender this thing is. It just comes off on its own. There are two different flavors here, the beef and the porcini mushrooms. This technique we call it scarpetta, so you open a piece of bread. I mean, this is not strictly a Spanish thing, this is an Italian thing, but scarpetta means you take a piece of bread and then you start scooping around, some scooping action. Look at this thing. soft beef coupled with crunchy bread. The best of the best. I love this kind of scooping action with the bread. It's my favorite way to eat anything that's saucy. And the pieces of beef that's hiding into this stew, they can be really chunky, but again, you can just use the fork. The meat is just so tender. A 3-year-old child could break this down. I think it's time for gelato. What I've ordered is some beautiful nougat ice cream with candied figs. Nougat is a typical sweet of the Catalonia region. Typically as a kind of Christmas sweet, but you can find it all year round, and in Catalan it's called turrón. The presentation of this thing is beautiful. You've got a bowl of ice cream in the center of the plate, 4 figs at the corner. It's kind of swimming in, I don't know if it's honey, but this kind of brown sweet liquid. They added a little bit of Catalan liquor just to give it a little bit of a liquiry kind of taste. So I'm just gonna break a little bit of the gelato turrón ice cream. I'm actually gonna use this fig to scoop the gelato, and I will try some of this liquid, which I'm not entirely sure what it is. Overall, it's very sweet. Even the liquor that we added is kind of sweet. Beautiful, kind of nutty, flavorful ice cream. The candied fig also a little bit of a chewy, sticky kind of texture. This is just like a gem of a Catalan ice cream. Okay, that was a very nice ending to this Catalan food tour. I think tomorrow what I'm gonna do is take a train and go to Valencia. So we're gonna explore a little bit of Valencian cuisine. And give a like to this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, let's jump on the next food adventure.